The Tesla Model Y didn't just become the world's best-selling car by accident. Think about that for a second. Not the best-selling electric car. The best-selling car. Period. A battery-powered SUV from a company that many people laughed at just a few years ago somehow crushed giants like Toyota, Honda, BMW, Mercedes, and Ford on their own battlefield. And the craziest part is that Tesla pulled it off with a vehicle that some people still claim is overrated, poorly built, and dangerously overhyped. But here's the thing almost nobody talks about. There's one specific reason the Model Y became unstoppable. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why that single detail could completely change the future of the entire car industry. The Model Y is weirdly difficult to explain because on paper, it shouldn't dominate the way it does. It's not the cheapest SUV you can buy. It doesn't have the softest ride. It doesn't have a handcrafted luxury interior dripping with leather and chrome. In fact, when you first step inside, the cabin almost feels suspiciously empty. No massive button layout. No dramatic gauge cluster behind the steering wheel. No overwhelming dashboard design trying to scream luxury. It's just a giant screen, a steering wheel, and clean surfaces everywhere. For some people, that minimalism feels futuristic. For others, it feels unfinished. But somehow, millions of buyers looked at this thing and decided, yep, this is the future. And honestly, once you spend time around the Model Y, you begin to understand why. Because Tesla didn't build this SUV like a normal automaker. Traditional car companies still think of vehicles as machines first and software second. Tesla flipped that formula upside down. The Model Y behaves more like a giant rolling smartphone than a conventional SUV. Overnight software updates suddenly add features. The interface constantly evolves. The car improves while sitting in your driveway. That concept alone completely disrupted the industry because suddenly buyers realized their cars didn't have to feel outdated after 2 years. But Tesla's real genius wasn't just technology. It was timing. SUVs became the dominant vehicle category worldwide because people wanted practicality without sacrificing comfort. At the same time, governments started aggressively pushing EV adoption. Fuel prices kept climbing. Environmental concerns became mainstream. And right in the middle of all that chaos, Tesla released a vehicle that looked familiar enough for regular families while still feeling futuristic enough for tech lovers. That balance turned out to be deadly for competitors. Now let's talk performance, because this is where the Model Y starts embarrassing traditional SUVs. Even the long-range version launches with shocking force. Press the accelerator, and the instant electric torque punches you backward like a performance sedan. That's the moment many first-time EV drivers suddenly understand the hype. There's no delay, no gear shifts, no engine noise building up, just immediate acceleration. It feels almost unnatural the first time you experience it. And then you remember you're sitting inside a family SUV with grocery space in the back. The performance version takes things even further. We're talking sports car acceleration levels in something that can carry kids, luggage, and a week's worth of Costco shopping. That combination simply didn't exist before Tesla normalized it. Sure, fast SUVs existed, but they usually drank fuel like crazy and cost absurd amounts of money. Tesla basically rewrote expectations overnight. And then there's the supercharger network, which might secretly be Tesla's biggest weapon of all. People focus on range numbers constantly, But charging infrastructure is what actually determines whether EV ownership feels convenient or stressful. Tesla understood this before almost everyone else. While rivals were busy designing flashy electric vehicles, Tesla was building an entire ecosystem. That's why Model Y owners often experience road trips differently than owners of other EV brands. The charging network feels integrated, smooth, and predictable. And predictability matters more than people realize. Now here's where things get interesting. Despite all the praise, the Model Y has also become one of the most criticized vehicles on the internet. Panel gaps, ride quality complaints, minimalist interior debates, build quality discussions, suspension stiffness. People love pointing out every flaw Tesla has ever made. And honestly, some criticism is fair. Early production models especially had quality inconsistencies that became legendary online. But somehow, none of it slowed demand in a meaningful way. That's what confused the entire industry. See, traditional automakers believed buyers prioritized craftsmanship above all else. Tesla proved many modern consumers actually prioritize experience, convenience, and technology. That realization terrified legacy brands because suddenly their decades of engineering advantages didn't feel untouchable anymore. Consumers were willing to tolerate imperfections if the overall experience felt revolutionary. And that giant center display perfectly represents Tesla's philosophy. Some drivers hate it immediately because nearly everything routes through the screen. Adjusting mirrors, climate settings, driving controls. It's all digital. Critics say it's distracting. Supporters say it simplifies the cabin beautifully. But regardless of opinion, one thing became obvious. Tesla successfully trained buyers to accept a radically different interface. That alone reshaped interior design trends across the industry. Even brands that mocked Tesla's minimalism started copying elements of it. Suddenly, everyone wanted larger screens, cleaner dashboards, and software-focused experiences. The entire market shifted, and the Model Y sat right at the center of that transformation. What's fascinating is how the Model Y also changed the social image of EV ownership. Early electric cars often felt like niche products for environmental enthusiasts or tech nerds. The Model Y normalized electric driving for ordinary families. Parents bought them. Commuters bought them. Suburban neighborhoods filled with them. It stopped feeling experimental and started feeling mainstream. That psychological shift may actually be Tesla's greatest achievement, and we haven't even talked about efficiency yet. This is another area where Tesla quietly dominates. The Model Y extracts incredible range from its battery size compared to many competitors. That efficiency doesn't sound exciting in headlines, but it matters massively in real-world ownership. Better efficiency means lower operating costs, better charging behavior, and more practical usability day after day. Now, here's the part many people don't expect. One reason the Model Y became such a phenomenon has almost nothing to do with cars themselves. It has to do with human psychology. Tesla made ownership feel like membership in the future. Owners didn't just buy transportation. They bought into an identity, a lifestyle, a vision of where technology is heading. That emotional connection became unbelievably powerful marketing. And unlike traditional automakers spending billions on advertising campaigns, Tesla barely relied on commercials at all. The internet did the marketing for them. Every viral acceleration video, every heated debate online, every software update discussion, every autopilot clip. Love Tesla or hate Tesla, people constantly talk about Tesla. Attention became fuel for growth. Speaking of autopilot, this is probably the most controversial aspect of the entire brand. Tesla markets advanced driver assistance features in ways that generate enormous excitement and enormous criticism simultaneously. Some owners absolutely love the technology. Others argue it's oversold and dangerously misunderstood. Regulators continue investigating aspects of the system. Experts debate its future constantly. But once again, Tesla succeeded in making software central to automotive conversation. Traditional brands suddenly looked old-fashioned, while Tesla looked like it came from 10 years ahead. And perception matters immensely in business, especially in technology-driven markets. By the way, if you're enjoying this breakdown and want more deep dives into the cars reshaping the industry, hit subscribe and drop a like, because the next story we're covering might be even crazier than Tesla's rise, especially once you see what certain luxury brands are secretly planning behind closed doors. Now, let's address the elephant in the room. Elon Musk. Whether people admire him or can't stand him, his influence on Tesla's image is impossible to ignore. For supporters, he represents innovation, risk-taking, and disruptive thinking. For critics, he represents chaos, controversy, and overpromising. But either way, his personality amplified Tesla's visibility beyond anything traditional executives ever achieved. And visibility matters because the automotive industry used to be incredibly predictable. Established brands dominated for decades. Startups rarely survived. Then Tesla arrived and shattered assumptions. Suddenly, legacy manufacturers realized they couldn't move slowly anymore. The Model Y became proof that consumers were ready for dramatic change far sooner than expected. The scary part for competitors is that Tesla still operates differently than most automakers. Vertical integration gives the company unusual control over software, batteries, manufacturing, and charging infrastructure. Gigafactories push production at massive scale. Manufacturing innovations like gigacasting reduce complexity dramatically. These aren't just engineering details, they're strategic advantages. And when Tesla aggressively cuts prices, the entire industry feels pressure immediately. That's another reason the Model Y became such a disruptive force. Tesla showed willingness to sacrifice margins for market dominance. Legacy automakers, already struggling with EV profitability, suddenly faced brutal competition from a company comfortable playing a completely different game. But here's where things become even more complicated. Despite dominating sales charts, the Model Y still has weaknesses that buyers absolutely need to understand. Road noise can be noticeable compared to some luxury rivals. Ride comfort may feel firmer than expected, especially on rough pavement. Interior material quality still divides opinion. And Tesla's service experience varies wildly depending on location. These issues matter because expectations are incredibly high now. When a company positions itself as the future, consumers expect excellence everywhere. Tesla sometimes delivers brilliance in one area, while frustrating owners in another. That inconsistency remains one of the brand's biggest challenges.